EA's newest title, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, has had a gameplay trailer released. There is a full uncut 14-minute demo of a mission in the story, where you need to set Wookiees free as they are trapped on their home planet of Kashyyyk by the Empire. The gameplay looks smooth, elegant and controlled. There's nothing too out of the blue that would be considered too risky. The way the game looks and plays, it almost seems to be like an Uncharted game, as very early on in the gameplay, the character is swinging from vines and climbing up walls. But overall, the game just looks to have a very Uncharted feel to it. Now, obviously combat wise it's not like the Uncharted games, it looks more like a Dark Souls game crossed with the newest God of War. Your movements seem to be very calculated and oriented to your playstyle, especially with the various amounts of force abilities we can see from the demo. Such as the ability to completely freeze characters and blaster bolts as seen in Star Wars The Force Awakens, but also you are able to freeze areas of the map. The forced freezing of areas in the map aid in traversal and are certainly going to be a core factor in the gameplay of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The combat looks smooth and responsive to the player's decisions, and the enemies look to play very strategically in the gameplay. Although I do feel like the demo was on an easier difficulty because the enemies were dying in one hit. In Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, there is a lock-on button which allows you to focus on specific enemies to strategically plan out your attacks on them, as you can focus on the weaker enemies before attacking the harder ones. I really like this feature as targeting enemies makes me feel like I have more control over my character's movements, and I'm not just floating around the screen pressing X to attack while swinging at air for 50% of the time. The combos in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order look fantastic, and so do the finishing moves. Grabbing an enemy from a distance, grabbing them by the throat, and then slicing them through the chest, it's just really satisfying to see. It just makes you feel like you're a real Jedi, instead of in previous games like The Force Unleashed, where the enemies just fall to the floor without any lightsaber marks. Although, the Force abilities don't look to be as eccentric as the Force Unleashed Force abilities. They feel a lot more grounded and real, which really adds to the immersion of the gameplay. Now, obviously I haven't played this game yet, I'm only going off the gameplay demo, but I feel like the demo gives off enough of an impression to me to make this discussion video. The demo truly shows a variety of different gameplay elements that a lot of people could base their opinions on. Personally, I think this is a very smart move on EA's part, because there is a lot of heated debate on what gameplay style Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order would have. Some people thought it would be a Force Unleashed style game, and others thought perhaps a God of War style game. But the gameplay looks to be really enjoyable and fluid. The graphics in this game look fantastic, and Cameron Monaghan's 3D rendering looks truly impressive. And I do believe he was the perfect man for the job, especially if you've seen him act in shows such as Gotham, which is a personal favourite of mine. But also, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order seems to expand the Star Wars lore even further by implementing a pivotal character from the Clone Wars and Rebels TV show, as well as the Rogue One: A Star Wars Story film, Saw Gerrera. I think that this is a really nice implementation, allowing the Star Wars fans to really get to know and expand their knowledge of characters in the Star Wars universe. But getting back to the game, it seems our main protagonist, Cal Kestis, who has a droid companion, which seems to be a trope in many Star Wars games, such as Star Wars Battlefront 2's campaign with Iden Versio with ID-10, and also Galen Marek in the Force Unleashed series with Proxy. It was literally just something that I noticed while writing the script for this video, and I just thought that I had to point it out. From the gameplay, it doesn't look like we get to control Cal's droid companion, but the companion acts more like a gadget to open doors and hack computer terminals. It's a shame we don't see anything like this in the gameplay demo, although this is only one mission. It would be nice to do some hacking as the droid and set off some traps through live footage against enemies. Imagine a stormtrooper in a loading bay as you hack a computer terminal. Then you hack a crane with a crate on it and you drop the crate on the stormtrooper to kill them. I'm guessing that this is certainly not going to be in the game, but it would be a cool idea. But speaking of enemies, there seems to be a great variety of them in the game, as we see many variances of stormtroopers, such as ones with flamethrowers, and ones with electric staffs like the Magna Guards, and of course your standard stormtroopers. But there are also many different variations of enemies in this demo. In the demo we see many different space bugs such as giant spiders and wasps. These enemies seem to be very hard to kill and may take more strategy to kill than your standard stormtrooper does. I hope that there are many different types of enemies depending on which planet we are on, as I feel like this would really spice up the gameplay and make each world feel new and have more character. When I first saw Cal Kestis pull out his lightsaber, I honestly got chills. I felt the raw power of the lightsaber through the speakers of my television. I truly hope that this game just innovates the Star Wars franchise in the gaming industry, and that it brings a new lease of life for the single-player Star Wars oriented games. As for a while now, we haven't seen a truly single-player Star Wars game hit the mainstream market. Especially since EA have got the license to publish Star Wars games, and them alone. I just truly wish that this game is a success, not only for EA and for Disney, who own the Star Wars franchise, but also for the Star Wars fan base, who have wanted a new Star Wars video game for a very, very long time. So all I can say now is that I hope that development on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order goes smoothly and is productive. And so I say to Respawn Entertainment, good luck, and may the Force be with you. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you'd like more videos like this one, then please subscribe so you don't miss another one from me. So thank you, and goodbye.